Morning, Abotai. We've been speaking about some of the halachot of gezel, of theft, and how severe that isur really is. Obviously, there's no need to talk about this, but anyway, the poskim do. When a person is part of an insurance plan, so what the insurance plan does is that they cover medical bills and other similar things, and based on your agreement with them, they cover certain things and they give you certain benefits. So obviously, when a person fills out paperwork for the insurance to make a claim or to ask for some sort of compensation, the paperwork has to be filled out in a truthful manner. A person can't bend the truth in order to get compensation that doesn't belong to him. That's very simple. The Mishnah Halachot, Hagan of Menashe Klein, has a tshuva in his Sheilot Utshuvot Mishnah Halachot, Chelek Yud Aleph. He was asked an interesting question. He said there was a mother who gave birth, and there was an issue with the baby. The baby was, something happened, the baby needed to be hospitalized, so the baby needed to be in the hospital for 2 days. So the doctor kind of did the lady a favor, the new mother. He said, listen, the baby has to be hospitalized for 2 days. You look like you need the rest. Let me write you an extra, I'll say that there's something wrong with you also, right? You're suffering from something. You get an extra 2 days in the hospital. So then what? You had a whole 4 days to recuperate and rest and relax in the hospital, and he wrote it off, and she did it. And she asked afterwards, she asked the Mishnah Halachot if it was permissible to do that or not. And he writes over there, writes very, very strongly. And he says, not only was it gezel for the 2 extra nights that she took, but she also has to return all of the payments for the 2 days she was there to begin with that the baby actually needed. Why? Because he says, if you look, every insurance policy, they have terms and conditions. And if you breach that, then what? Then everything falls apart and they owe you no money. So technically, since you lied to them and you breached the agreement that you had with the insurance company, then you have to give back everything. So not besides for the fact that insurance fraud and all these other frauds can land you in jail. Unfortunately, we know people that are in jail for doing things like that. But just in terms of halacha, a Jew needs to be honest. You need to, in terms of insurance, in terms of taxes, a Jew has to be honest. It's part of halacha. Gezel hagoy, we spoke about yesterday, is mideoraita, according to Rov Kechol HaPoskim, Leda'at Rambam, Leda'at Maran. Gezel hagoy is just as deoraita. Person has to be very, very careful about these things. Sometimes some people imagine they have all these fairy tales in their head why it's okay, and it's not. It's chaval to, first of all, it's chaval to land in jail, but even if you don't, it's chaval to come back to this world as a gilgul, to pay back all the things that a person needs to, just because he had all sorts of rationalizations. Be honest, be straight. Person can never have bracha when he's not straight. When a person's not honest in business or in things, a person will never be matzliach. No bracha comes from doing things that are not straight. When a person's honest, that is the kli, that is the receptacle which a person has for a Kadosh Baruch Hu to shower the bracha into. We learned that from Yaakov Avinu in this past week's Parashat Vayetzeh. Ki bechol kochi avati et avichen. Yaakov Avinu was so honest in business, even though he was being taken advantage of time and time again. But honesty, titen emet li Yaakov. Yaakov Avinu embodied honesty, and we are his children. We have to do the same. Yom Tov.